Good morning, Soapbox Nation. Hey, thank you for joining me on this awesome Monday for episode 66. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan, and today we are discussing, could you recognize a scam? That is our topic for today for this Monday. And how is your integrity today? Did you have a good integrity weekend? Did you be the positive change the world needs? Did you have a good weekend? My weekend came and went really quick. I had to deal with a little bit of moodiness at home, but you know, what do you get when you have a teenage daughter? It is the way it is. You just got to roll with the punches. And other than that, it just went really fast. I spent my Sunday doing housework. But you got to do it, right? You got to do it. You got to get it done. So today for episode 66, we are discussing, could you recognize a scam? And, you know, I guess what inspired me on this was, I know, call me an old fogey and out of date and everything else, but, you know, I check in on my Facebook. I don't know why. I just do. Scroll through it, something to kill a couple minutes in the morning when you're having your coffee. And I decided to just scroll on through it and check a few things. And I'm like, I look at all these advertisements and I'm like, interesting. Okay. Looks official, looks good. And this is why we're discussing about this today, because there's some scammers are getting more innovative. They really are. They're getting really creative, really innovative, doing whatever they can to scam you out of your hard-earned money. And here's the golden rule when it comes to scams. Golden rule. Golden rule. And this is going out to everybody. Spread the word. Tell everybody, especially the older folks. Because the older folks, the older generations, they grew up in a world where people had a sense of honor. People usually kept their word. You usually take people at face value. So when something looks really legit, if you don't look at the warning signs, you kind of can overlook it and get taken. But the golden rule when it comes to anything is, if it seems too good to be true, it ain't. Bottom line is, if it seems too good to be true, it ain't. And that's just the way it is. If it looks too good, too convincing, nah, it ain't. So that's the biggest thing you always got to keep in mind. And some of these scammers keep up to date with the local times in your area, in your country, what's going on. For instance, if there's some talk in the news politically wise where there's this compensation going on or there's some money going on to help out people, etc., scammers will try to twist that and suck people in. So you gotta be really vigilant keeping up with it, because they're always changing the game. So here's the thing. As the golden rule is, it seems too good to be true. Here's some warning signs to recognizing a scam. Someone you don't know contacts you unexpectedly. Just out of the blue, somebody claims to be somebody, you know, of importance or this or that. Just out of the blue. No warning, no letters, just out of the blue, going to contact you unexpectedly, trying to convince you of something major is going on in your life. How about if you suspect you're not dealing with a real company? For example, if there's no postal address on any online correspondence, you're asked for money transfer quickly because it's of urgency and time sensitive. You've been asked to pay in an unusual way by the example like iTunes vouchers or gift cards. You know, that's a warning sign right there you got to be careful of. Or through other means like, you know, MoneyGrams or Western Union or any other way that is not necessarily monitored. You've been asked to give away personal information like passwords or PINs. You haven't been given written correspondence or confirmation about what you agreed on. I mean, you got to look at what is being presented to you and question it. And question about the circumstances with regards to it. Any official institution is going to either A, send you a letter in the mail, okay, or B, you're going to have a live person on the phone. You're not going to have a robot caller phone thing. You're not going to have an automated system that's calling you. You're going to have a live voice. If it's anything that's official, one, you're going to get written correspondence in the mail, chances are. Two, you're going to get an actual phone call from an actual person. So these are two big things to keep in mind when it comes to scamming that you have to be careful of. If you don't get those, then it's technically it's usually a scam. Another thing you got to be careful of is like these salespeople that want to have access to your house because they're selling a service like duct cleaning. And that's one thing that I've recognized recently is duct cleaning. I get these calls that they want to have a deal on for cleaning my ducts to get ready for winter or get ready for summer or whatever. You don't want to sign up for these things because you don't want strangers coming to your house to evaluate, to give you a price, because these people are casing your house. Anybody you let in your front door can be casing the place for a break-in. So keep that in mind. I mean, scams come at a whole different levels, and we're probably going to go to a fuller episode on this, but just keep in mind a few biggest things is that if it's too good to be true, it ain't. If it is actually something that's official, which is going to involve your banking, involve government, involve anything that could be of harm to you, chances are you're going to have somebody official in official capacity, either with a letter or an actual voice phone call. And they're not going to want to ask you for information. They should already have the information, okay, when they reach out to you. So you don't have to give up any of your personal information that's sensitive. Keep that into consideration as well. Also, if your ducks are in a row, if your banking infrastructure is set, everything, if that is all good, there's no reason the bank is going to reach out to you or any financial institutions are going to reach out to you. You can always go to the bank, and that's a better way to validate any sort of information, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an email, whether it's any sort of written correspondence. Go to the actual institution. Go to the actual place that is saying that there's a problem, whether or not it be the revenue agency, whether or not it be a bank, or whether or not it be any sort of law enforcement. Go to the actual physical place and verify if you're unsure. Don't do a knee-jerk reaction. If you were in any trouble, somebody would be showing up at your door, and people that do show up at your door you don't know, don't let them in, because they're just going to case the place, and you don't want to do that. I know it's scary to think that this is the world it is right now, but not everybody. But there's that bad element out there that's trying to scam you for a quick buck because they're lazy and they don't want to put a hard day's work in. They want an easy ride. Don't let you be yourself the victim on that. I'll probably take this to our long format show eventually, talk this in greater depth, but I wanted to give you some key things on this. If it's too good to be true, it ain't. You know, just use some logic sense on that and minimize how much you expose yourself to complete strangers that try to claim that they're something that they're not. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey, it's a Monday, and I'm hoping your Monday's starting off really well, and I hope the rest of your Monday goes great. I know Mondays could be rough on some people, and while you're at it, if you're on lunch break or you got some free time today, why don't you check out getoffmysoapbox.com for more information on this show of Soapbox Daily and our long format show of Get Off My Soapbox. Check out the FAQs. The FAQ section will give you an idea of how you can support the show, whether it be sharing and telling people about it, or any sort of donations you could make. Absolutely, I'd appreciate that. Also, over on Twitter at Mad Soapbox, check us out there as well. And last but not least, keep your integrity in check. Be the example. Set the example, the positive sample. Be the change that the world needs. Onwards. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. I'm going to wrap this up for this Monday. I thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening today, and I will see you next episode.